Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, number 348. A few days ago, as I record this, the BBC finally gave in and they told us that there were 9 found stories. Except that's not what I heard. No, correction, that's what I heard. No, what had actually happened was some episodes had been found and 9 of them have been released on iTunes. Everybody else is being all up in the air and all singing and dancing and prancing around and having a lovely time. I've got a cold. I feel miserable and grumpy, and I wanted to share. There was a word that Tim, from the podcast called Tim's Take On, told me existed. Apparently this word originally comes from Radio Free Skaro. Antisipointment. It's disappointment. Well, it's the feeling you get before or after or during Christmas, where you build up the expectation and the excitement, and then the reality dawns and what you've actually got is a lump of plastic that doesn't really do much. Well, at the moment, that's how I feel about these, well, let's call them 2 stories. Yes, I've always wanted to see the Yeti story. Yes, I've always been interested in seeing the one where Troughton plays 2 parts. Yes, I know it's called Enemy of the World, but that's not important. What is important was that there was just too much build-up. Perhaps I let myself become too excited about the whole thing. That's probably it. Again, if that is the case, it's all my fault. Tell me to shut up and I'll go away. Just be grateful something's been found. Well, I am grateful something's been found, because the BBC aren't looking. Poor old Mr. Morris, trying his hardest to find things. I did intend reading out a found poem in the way that, well, Mr. Gorman does, by reading all of the posts from all of the excitement from all of that day, putting them all together. But as I've said, I'm suffering from a cold and a bad head, and man flu, to be honest. I'm just grumpy about the whole thing, because, and I'm using the rabbit ears here, the newspapers of England told us that 106 episodes had been found. That's all of them. I know that's physically impossible, but it doesn't stop me hoping. Because there'd been such a build-up of years to allow them to get hold of these things, to grade them, to reissue them, to get them ready for reproduction and getting them out there. I understand the need for secrecy, I truly do, but we could have been told these things exist and just to wait until they get released. Rather than just go, there's lots of rumours out there, we don't tell you what the rumours are, they're out there, and then you'll go, we still believe, because we're so pathetic, that more episodes exist and the BBC just aren't telling us. We now feel lied to when we could have felt, well, celebratory. Everybody's very happy about these sort of things, and that's to be expected. Let's face it, we've got 2 more stories from Troughton's era, something we honestly never thought we'd get, except we did, and we got excited, and we got too excited, and we got lots of anticipation about all of the stories coming back and more stories, and now we're just back in the same place we already were, thinking, what's coming? When's it coming? Is there more secrets out there? Oh look, some more rumours, and I'm sick of rumours. I don't mind being lied to. Just if you've got them, tell us you've got them, and then tell us we'll get them eventually. That I can live with. Tell us what you've got. Because too many people are asking me about Marco Polo and I know nothing. Nothing. I know what you know. Oh, some time ago I had an email asking me what I thought of Capaldi's introduction, because as I said, all of my podcasts over the summer, well, they were pre-recorded. I am excited by the new Doctor. I did record a show while Doctor Who announcement programme was on. I was sat in a caravan in North Wales, actually on Anglesey, with a tiny little TV set, and my wife and child all sat round, and the Zoom H1 player recording in the corner. Well, Off they were going, whirring away, and I spoke, and we all asked questions, we all had opinions. I got steadily more and more tense about who the new Doctor could be. My wife asked me questions, things like, who do you really not want? And without a heartbeat's thought, I went Nesbit. Nesbit would make me not watch Doctor Who again. I'd rather have practically anyone than Nesbit. That's not quite true. There's a list of people who would indeed make me consider leaving Doctor Who. And let's face it, people are saying, no, you wouldn't leave Doctor Who. But I love Big Finish so much, and I'm quite happy to look back. I could just stick with that. No one would mind. I've got a massive back catalogue I can go through, so leaving Doctor Who is nowhere near as much of a strain as it could be. But I'm excited. This guy likes the show. He loves the show. I don't know if he's keeping the voice, but to be honest, such things are, well, rambles of a fan who needs to know better. But those recordings have been lost, so I've just relayed to you exactly what was said. I was pleased when it was announced, and then I let it go, because we're not going to see it till next, well, autumn. He might be in the Christmas episode. Regenerating halfway through is something that's never been done, but I doubt it. Leaving us in the air with the ultimate cliffhanger, yeah. And those excited people on YouTube, well, whether it's real or not, it's worth seeking out and watching. So this grump's going to go off and not give iTunes any money and wait for the DVDs to come out. So I can't review them just yet, because I haven't seen them. And the sensation of knowing that there's Doctor Who out there that I've not seen, that's eating me alive. But I'm not giving Apple a share. No. I'm petty, I'm pathetic, I'm an old school Doctor Who fan, and I'm going to wait. I've waited 50 years, I can wait a couple of months longer. So until next time, where I'm sure I'll be in a better state of mind and a considerably better fettle, be seeing you. You've been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast. Doctor Who is the property of the BBC and no infringement is intended. To contact the show or to find out more about Whostrology and my other works, click on the links on the Tin Dog Podcast homepage. Why not follow Blue Box Messiah, all one word, on Twitter to keep up to date with tour dates of my forthcoming Doctor Who comedy play. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. It's the 50th anniversary. Last year, you promised yourself you'd get a copy of Whostrology. You know, for yourself, for that bookcase. You dropped hints to your loved ones. You wrote letters to Santa. You even promised yourself you'd buy yourself a copy to celebrate finishing off all that annoying Christmas shopping. But it never arrived. So this year, why not give in and buy one of the funniest books you'll ever read? Annoy your family by chortling away at jokes that only you and a handful of other Doctor Who fans will get. Whostrology, it's the future. Stop hanging around waiting for the ebook to come out. There won't be an ebook. There won't be an app. Buy it today while stocks last. Click on the link on the Tin Dog Podcast homepage or visit any branch of Amazon. You know you want to.